What's up, geeks and gamers? My name is Draymond, and welcome to Thorium Gaming. We're back with another episode of Light of the Azure, our attempts to secure the Great Vortex and keep the world safe from the forces of chaos. So last time we got set up to try and start our ritual, the Druki did start theirs, and we're a little bit behind in that regard. We do have more fragments than them, so we'll be able to do this ritual and then catch up a lot quicker, and hopefully cause some problems over on Nagarond and the Chill Lands to disrupt them a little bit. So anyone who has the game right now has noticed that the Tomb Kings have been released. I haven't had a chance to check them out yet, but from what I've been reading, what I've been seeing, there's a lot of great gameplay reviews for them out there. They look so good. Like, they look awesome. And eventually it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun sitting down with the good old Tomb Kings of Khemri. But that's not our focus today. We're getting ready to start our great ritual, and we've got a few lords here, because I had an assumption we're probably going to get hit right here with the forces of chaos. So we're going to get set up for that battle. And of course, Phoenix with Phoenix Guard now. He's got his own bodyguard unit. Yes, I know they are actually the High King's bodyguard. Well, not the High King of Ulthuan. Where's my brain going today? That's the White Lions. No, they guard the Shrine of Azuran. And the Sacred Flame of Azuran. But Phoenix has got some of them. It's kind of fitting, given his name. And he's going to protect Lothern and the Glittering Tower, while our other lords up here deal with the invasion. And we are going to start the ritual this turn. Over here in the Chill Lands, Chaplain Ronaldus has been holding on to Grond, which is actually rather fortunate for us. We're losing a lot of cash right now, though, so we gotta be careful. I'm not really too sure what we're going to do with the other Elven nations. I don't think we can confederate with Avalorn anytime soon, and we're probably losing reputation. Well, maybe we're not. We did just confederate with Illyrians, so
Greetings, fellow Asur.
it's kind of iffy if they'll join us.
Certainly not.
No, didn't think they would. Let's get right on to the Vortex ritual.
The ritual is underway, my lord. Even working together, it will take your greatest adept some time to complete. Such is the ritual. Be wary, though, for while the vortex is weakening...
Wow. Okay, so it looks like the forces of chaos have decided to come in from a different way than I figured. With any luck, Yvres will help us out here. So it's the Ritual of the Scholar, and we're going to have to deal with those army stacks. Now we do have to hold on to Toralir, the Eagle Gate, and Lothern. So I was a little bit off with our prediction of where they were going to come in. Just Druki out on the water. I can't see any other... Oh, there they are. So there's at least one warband out on the ocean. So what we're going to do is, Sunshine, you're going to go and garrison the Eagle Gate. Agnew and Erathond? Erathond. We'll go with that. You guys are going to try and intercept that warband. Meanwhile, I am going to go into March Stance. Of course, my mouse cord seems to have gotten stuck behind my desk again. It's been a problem this week. I don't know why. We're going to try and Madagascar it down there. Move it, move it. Yeah, my jokes don't get any better than this. So if you were expecting some sort of revelation that makes my jokes good, I'm sorry. They won't ever get good. So we still got the Pirates of Sartosa, so maybe Yvres won't get involved. But we know that these stacks are going to be full of Chaos Knights and War Machines and big monsters. We're going to try and get back down to Lothern, and we'll try and take on one or two of the stacks by themselves here with a fair number of our troops. And we have some settlements that are available for upgrade. And we're making a little bit of gold now, because we put a rather expensive army? Well, let's see, are not that expensive. Well, we put an army in there. Erathond, I think just to be on the safe side, we're going to get you to go into Tor Ilir, and then Agnew, it's going to be up to you and your Swordmasters and your White Lions to deal with the stack that's coming in from the water. They're probably going to cause some problems, so let's get you out of the city and up this way towards the Salvation Isles and towards Renil. Wherever they make landfall, you're going to have to stomp on them. Alright. So aside from that, we do have the Dragon Armor Venerian quest, but that's a rather large force. And I know what's in there, and, well, my army stack right now is not very big. That's Oric's army stack. I only have a couple of units of Swordmasters. And even though I know how the battle will go, it won't go well if all I have is a couple of Swordmasters. So we're going to hold off on that. But let's end the turn, see what the other factions do, and hope that the Chaos Forces spread out a tiny bit so that when they get in towards us, we can just put an Elven boot on their chin and not have to worry about them so much. That is a lot of heroes in a single army. Can't really remember if the Druki on the tabletop, and I always chuckle when I see Loth. I can't remember if the Druki on the tabletop were really around their heroes. I never really fought them that much. I played Bretonnians and High Elves myself, with a small little side army of Lizardmen. So, there's that. Bretonnian armies were all about their heroes. The elves were kind of hit and miss with them because of the intrigue at court. They did have some powerful mages. And I do know the sorceresses and the witch hags for the Druki were good, but I don't remember how much they got involved in the actual fighting. And wow, Ingmir, you go, man. That was 2 Sartosan fleets just dropped. I'm wondering if this guy's going to come back and try to take on the chaplain again. Or if they're just going to keep swapping out. So if they bring a single army stack like that in to face off against Grimoldus, come on, it's the good chaplain. He's going to just stomp them. It's going to be great. Now my biggest hope here is that these guys spread out a tiny bit, or perhaps on the next turn that Yvres gets involved in this and tries to take them out. That would be fantastic. But it doesn't even look like the Chaos Forces are going to attack the other elves. Some of my playthroughs they have, other playthroughs not so much, but we'll see. So that's a Grey Seer on a Screaming Bell. That is definitely not cool. Grey Seers are the chosen of the Horned Rat, and they're best sorcerers. They're also slightly crazy because they eat Warpstone, which is the glowing green stuff that's on the claws of that rat ogre there, but that's a warlord. I'm less worried about him. Doesn't mean I'm necessarily not worried about them in general. So we have to raid or sack a settlement belonging to Norska. I don't think we're going to be able to do that in time. So Auric, let's get you to keep moving on down here. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to try to get into the Glittering Tower and maybe get a unit or two to help out. This warband's coming in, so Agnew, go on up there, and the closer you are, you'll intercept them, hopefully before they destroy any of our structures. You're going to be awesome. I have faith in you, Agnew. I have faith in you. I'm really curious as to whether or not Malekith is going to just try and take back Charon Car, Black Creek Spire, and Slaver's Point. Not that it especially matters. Now, Chaplain, yeah, you'd be facing both of those army stacks. Granted, it is a lot of Marauders, but they also have a lot of Trolls. Chaos Warhounds with Poison are actually fairly bad, too. They ignore a lot of your armor. The Marauders with great weapons don't bother me at all. The normal Marauders are weak. It's the Trolls that do bug me. So, Chaplain, you're just going to hold on there for now. This gives us a lot more magic, a lot more defense for... Ooh, it gives you a Moon Dragon and a High Mage as part of the garrison. The garrison itself is not that great, so you know what, we're going to do that. It's going to cost us a little bit of gold, but we're going to upgrade Gron's Waystone. That's the right word. It will come to me eventually, I'm sure. Why are you guys looking at me like that? I remember everything. I am all knowledgeable when it comes to Warhammer. I know... Yeah, okay. Even I can't pull that lie off. Alright, so Mom the Doge, we're going to give you Apotheosis. Make you slightly better as a healer. Kind of tempted to send Arathon out into the Inner Sea to gather up some of these little resources that are out here. Or is it just the one? No, there's two. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to send you out to grab those. Because I'm pretty sure Agnew can take on this one stack. He's got a fairly decent army stack with him. Really solid front line. He's got Scotty and Dai with him. Mage and a hero, which doesn't hurt. He's level 11, but he's also got some veteran White Lions and Sword Masters, along with a lot of archers. So, defensive, we can do that. Oh, that must be something new that they added with the Tomb Kings. You can turn notifications off for individual lords and heroes now. That is kind of cool, actually. Alright, let's see how it goes for the next turn. What's up, Techless? Yes, yes please. Military alliance with the Lore Masters. And eventually, if we can confederate with them, that's our second legendary lord. I haven't actually done a playthrough with Techless's faction, even though he is the strongest mage for the Mortal Empires anyway. I guess Mazdamundi would be the most powerful one overall. I don't know if that's really a way to put it, but Mazdamundi is definitely tough in his own right. I just like Techless's selection of spells. He gets a lot of offensive ones, a ton of defensive ones, and some that actually alter the fate of the battlefield. That's a lot of militia armies in there. Elven archers and spearmen are technically the militia for all high elves. And there's Techless himself. My chair is squeaking again. It's driving me nuts. I don't know why it does that sometimes. The last defenders are under Krogar. Their big hero. He's marked by the old ones. He's a albino lizard man. Basically, they're champions. It's a sign from their gods that they're special. And the fact that the guy rides a special half T-Rex, half Raptor monster is awesome. So yeah, I think Malekith's going to come over and take over these structures on their next turn. Again, they were kind of throwaway. They're just to distract the Druki and slow them down a bit. I would really love to take out Nagarond itself, but I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. And if we can beat down this Chaos Invasion, I'm going to send a task force over to try and get their version of All's Anvil. And then we'll have more Waystones coming in. We'll be able to get up to the next ritual, focus on the island. But now we are actually starting to see the southern tip of Lustria and the Southlands. Stuff we haven't actually seen in the campaign yet. But now this camera is going all over the place. So I love it. I love seeing all the different terrain on the campaign map. I will spare you my usual rant and rave about how awesome it is, but the idea is still there. The Fortress of Dawn is kind of like one of those sub-factions within the Elves. Not really under the Phoenix Court, if I remember correctly. Now, Yvres... Oh, you're gonna go after Sartosa, aren't you? Of course you are. You're not gonna get involved with our fight at all. Feel like an old man sitting on a porch shaking my fist at the young punks who aren't coming to help us. But in this case, it would be young punks getting off our lawn. Ooh, some dwarves! Spine of Sotek dwarves. So a good number of the races are represented in the Vortex campaign. I really like the Mortal Empires campaign because you get to see everything. It's all over the place. Though the campaign map is a little bit different and it can take a while to get used to. Now I'd really love to see what's in these guys' army stacks before it gets to us, but we're not going to be able to see that till we get a lord or a hero closer to them. And if they're moving in March, I'm just really hoping that when we engage them, we don't have to fight all 4 stacks at once. Now, where is the Warband of the Eagle going to make landfall? Still a lot of chaos stacks. It is a little bit worrying. They're almost full stacks to 19 or 18 units per army.
My strength is rewarded.
So the Warband of the Hound was destroyed. Don't even know who they were. And we did not grab Vol's Anvil, which is okay. And we have to win 2 battles against Skaven. Might actually end up doing that completely by accident. Alright, Phoenix. You leveled up over time. We're going to just make you a little bit harder to hit. Oric, let's get you closer to the capital. And I'm going to try to ride into the Glittering Tower.
Protector of Elf One.
I don't really want to engage them on the water. So we're just going to go into Tordranil.
Defender of the
And if they attack us there, we'll fight them. If they try to bypass it, they're not going to have a lot of movement coming off of the water. So we should be okay there. I'm surprised the Druki didn't actually assault Slaver's Point. I guess they were just waiting for backup. Little logical.
I serve the king.
They've left Nagarond open. They've left Nagarond really open. Do we risk losing Garand? The last time we attacked it, that black dragon really did a bunch of damage to us.
Lord of the Phoenix Court.
We only have 1 Great Eagle to fight it. The hard part is dealing with it without siege weapons in case they come back with a whole bunch of other stuff. They do have Black Ark Corsairs, which aren't too bad. It's the Reaper Bolt Throwers and the Cold One Dread Knights and that Black Dragon that are just nasty. So let's see, what can we get into this army stack? I would love to get some dragons, but they're so expensive. You know, it'd only take 2 turns to get them out here. Let's grab an Ithilmar Chariot. Do we have access to Dragon Princes? Is a good question. Heavy Cavalry would be awesome. Don't think we do just yet. Which is fine. But if we grab a couple of Phoenixes, I'll round out that stack, and we might be able to take Nagarond and cripple the Druki's ability to finish their ritual and get ahead of us. We do have some time before it actually kicks off. It's going to kill a lot of our ability to maintain our cash flow, though, which is going to probably get hurt. Actually, thinking about it, maybe we should only put 1 Phoenix in there. Just in case, right? Because their upkeep can be a little bit brutal. I mean, the Ithalmar Chariot is only 259. 319, yeah, that'll leave us still in the positive. So we'll go with 1 Phoenix. Alright, I think that's pretty much all we can do this turn. And we are getting Star Metal Blades, so our troops will be a lot better in a turn. And I think we'll be doing the Invocation of Isha next turn as we get ready to fight the Forces of Chaos. Take one more shot at giving Avalorn a Confederate offer this turn. You never know. Sometimes it goes weird. Could we get Yvresin maybe? No. And we're not going to join the war against the Pirates of Sartosa. We got enough problems to deal with as is. Let's skip through these other messages and let's see what the Forces of Chaos end up doing. So that's probably actually a Skaven city, not a ruin. That's how the Skaven appear on the campaign map. You have to scout out their places with a hero before you actually fight them, because otherwise you'll be surprised by Skaven cities. They appear as ruins the entire time. It's one of their unique gimmicks. Does kind of suck sometimes when you think you've scouted one out and you forget, and then you go in and it's a bunch of rat men who want to eat you. Yes, that's actually a pretty common problem for me. I am kind of wondering what's been going on in the Southlands and Lustria this entire time, but we only have a small glimpse now that the Lore Masters are allied with us. I mean, we can see all the coastal regions and all the sea regions, but still, we don't actually know what's going on in the center of the jungle. I believe this is where Malekith takes over one of the smaller cities, which we kind of expected. Yeah, we're just going to auto-resolve that, because those 2 units of archers are not going to be able to shoot down the Witch King. And they just raided it. That's different. Guess they're just trying to hurt our cash flow a little bit. It's not really going to do much to us. But the raids that we did over there actually succeeded in what we wanted and distracted the Witch King so he's not trying to hit Ulthuan while we're under invasion from Chaos. I thought that was a Doom Engineer for a second. Just your typical Warp Block Engineer. There's a Clan Eshin Assassin. Please don't tell me the Fortress of Dawn is actually going to go to war with the Lore Masters. That would kind of suck. I am kind of interested to see if Yvres is going to go full-on destruction against Sartosa. So perhaps on the next turn we will see the Pirates of Sartosa get
The
destroyed.
Phoenix Court will hear your words.
Alright, you guys want a trade agreement? Yeah, I'm okay with that. So what are the Hmong gonna do? I think they're just gonna do their swap out thing again. This is the big importance. With any luck at all, they will spread out just enough that we can engage one of the stacks on its own. If we're able to do that, then things get a little bit easier. Alright, so we're going to have a fight on our next turn. It's going to be great. What I'm really dreading is, I know they're different factions, but if they're allied to one another, will they both get into the fight at the same time? Alright, so Star Metal Blades. We don't have too many chariot units, so we'll go with that. It's going to cost us a little bit of extra money. But we're going to gain a lot of influence out of it.
At your service. Sailing
Arathond, let's see what you get from this mysterious island. The Bane Shield. That's not bad at all. Then we'll get you to go up and grab that one.
Primed for action.
Alright, we're going to see if they're going to march.
Alduin Prince.
What we'll do is we'll set Auric and Phoenix
I go.
to go march up there. I will pop back into normal stance and go into Lothern. They should be able to guard against these stacks. I'm hoping that we can engage them separately. I really, really hope we can engage them separately.
Prince
And it looks like Scotty has leveled up. So we're going to get him Valor of Ages, I think.
Defender of the Ever Queen.
And they are just in range for a fight. Can we see what they got? A few Chaos Chariots, Marauder Horsemen, which isn't too bad. We can deal with those with our archers.
Phoenix Crown.
They're mostly Marauders.
Protector of Elfwan.
And we're going to have reinforcements from the Salvation Isles, which is a Noble, a few units of Spearmen, and some Illyrian Reaver archers. So we're probably going to win this
No
fight.
mercy.
And it's well within the realm of we can just auto-accept this. It's going to be destroyed.
The Asur have conquered.
You can force labor those guys. And that's the Warband of the Eagle gone. But you got the Radiant Gem of Hoeth, which isn't bad. We're going to toss you into March stance and see if we can quickly burn you down to help out down here. I don't know what's going to happen next turn. So for our research, I'm really tempted to get Hornblowers, but this is actually a tough one. Yeah, you know what? Let's get Arcane Studies so we can get Magical Infusion. Seems like a good plan.
Defender of the Ever Queen.
And we'll see what they do on their next turn. I'm not against withdrawing if we have to. I just don't want them getting into the inner aisles and bypassing us entirely, going for Toralier. Oh, sometimes you know it's going to be tough. You got one more turn on that chariot and the Phoenix. Nagaron just has so much stuff in it. I know it's their capital. And it looks like all of their armies are way off in nowhere. I can't really see anything nearby that's gonna cause us any problems. A lot of their lords and everything are down here. So next turn we're probably gonna go after Nagaron. Before we do anything else, let's perform the Rite of Isha. Let's see what they do. Ooh, they have some Dragon Princes. They were always one of my favorite models to paint just for the armor and everything. I bought a bunch of extra boxes of them just for the extra armor pieces and the barding and everything to throw on my Bretonnian knights, which was kind of cool. It's a little bit of kit bashing that really worked. Kit bashing, of course, being a concept, I guess, since it's not nomenclature for digital gaming for Warhammer. You take bits out of different boxes and different sets, and you add them together, and you make something unique out of them. And again, they just sacked it. Okay, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I was expecting those to be all gone by now. But yeah, you can come up with some interesting things, especially if you're playing one of the armies that has a lot of variation in their unit types. For example, if you're playing the Vampire Counts, take the bodies of Empire Spearmen, Elven Spearmen, whatever, and throw the zombie heads and arms on them. You've got an instantly customized zombie. It's a pretty decent way to do things. And I do love kit bashing, which is part of what I miss when they went over to Age of Sigmar. It was Games Workshop, I love you, but that was one of the silliest things you've ever done. Warhammer Fantasy Battles was so much fun, and Age of Sigmar just ruined it. I put my Bretonnians and Elves away because I won't play Age of Sigmar anymore. It's just bad. Occasionally I dust them off when a friend of mine comes over and we play Bretonnians versus his Empire, and I have to deal with cannons. Cannons to Bretonnians are nightmares. Just straight up nightmares. You set up your, what we call buses in 3x3 formation, so you get this whole lance strike bonus and everything. Unfortunately, it makes them a really, really easy target for cannonballs. And if the guy rolls pretty decent, it's going to kill a lot of knights every single turn. The Blessing of the Lady can help out a little bit, but a 6+ ward save against a cannon, 5+ ward save when it's strengthened, I guess, it really, 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 really sucks, because you're still losing knights. And Yvres, why didn't you knock out the Pirates of Sartosa? You've been asking us to get in war with them for freaking ages, and you let them alone. What? Sometimes I wonder about the sanity of the other elves. Alright, so they are still in March stance. And hopefully this splits them up a little bit. They do have the option of going a couple of different ways here. And we'll see what ends up happening. And they have split up a little bit. This is awesome. I don't know if they're in reinforcement range of one another, but if we're actually able to do this properly, we can take out those stacks individually. Alright. Since it seems like the Witch King is kind of focused down here, I wonder if we could sneak in and actually get our hands on Naggarond. I don't really want to leave Grondal on its own. I mean, the only reason why we're getting reputation, or public order reputation, there right now is because Chaplain Grimaldus is kind of putting boot to butt and keeping everything in line. But I really want to take that over. If we can knock out Naggarond, it screws up the Druchii in so many ways. So Agnew, where'd you go? There you are. You gotta run, dude. You're probably gonna be replacing a lot of dead elves on the next turn or so.
Primed for action.
Alright, so Auric, let's get you over here.
Protector of Ulthuan. The Asur follow strength.
And let's get into this fight. The only thing that really worries me is that Hell Cannon. Well, the Trolls and the Chaos Knights worry me a little bit too. And they have a Chaos Giant. I just noticed that. So this may not be as cut and dry a fight as I was hoping.
Without fail.
But we are going to give it a good shot and see what ends up happening. Kind of curious as to what we should do with our dragons. Actually, I kind of want to rearrange this just a tiny bit.
It will be done.
Let's put our Eagle Claws here, so they have good line of sight. We're going to leave them on their single shot for the start. We'll throw our Phoenix Guard and Sword Masters right there. Let's grab our archers and spread them out here a little bit. Spearmen to cover the right flank. Phoenix, let's get you in the center of the army. Put our Tyrannok chariots there. Now, as for our dragons, you guys have one big objective right off the start. It's probably going to be the same thing as the Illyrian archers. Let's pause real quick and sort this out. So we have a lot of enemy forces coming in. Chaos Trolls, Chaos Giants, but that's not what worries me off the bat. It's that bloody Hell Cannon. We're going to get that dragon to go breathe on that Hell Cannon. Him to breathe on those Trolls. Those are Marauder Horsemen. We're going to have those Chaos Knights get hit. Have our Tyrannok chariots hit them. We'll let them fire at will. We'll see how it goes to start off with. And of course, Auric's forces have just shown up. We're going to have those mobile archers and everything. Deal with all of those. Now, the Frost Phoenix doesn't actually have any base skills, but it's a terrifying monster in its own right. Still got 36 seconds left on our next breath. Don't want our dragons taking too much heat, but... Alright, big dragon, get out of there! Taking way too much damage.
Spearman! Orders received! Spearman! For London!
A bit quiet. I'm a little out of practice. I've been kind of slacking off on the RTS front for a while. Come on, big dragon, get out of there.
For duty! Setting forth!
That is a unit of Chosen. I need that dragon to get airborne again so that he can start breathing on them. Which of our warriors are fleeing? Oh, our other dragon decided to take off.
For duty! Orders understood! For order! Can I be praised? For Asurian! Battle calls!
Turn around and breathe on them.
Prince of Alot!
Oric's force seems like it's doing fairly well. But I have a feeling we might lose a dragon here. And the Phoenix Guard are utterly silent. One of our great eagles has decided it does not want to be in this fight anymore, but they're involved with some Chaos Knights too.
Tyrannok chariots!
Let's have a unit of Tyrannok chariots go over there and shoot them. We're missing one dragon icon at the very least.
Eagle claw!
Let's swap the Eagle Claws over to Multi-Bolt now.
Tireless! Immediately!
And that is Fiery Convocation, and that is why I want all of the mages to have it. Because it is awesome. We're looking pretty good so far. Not perfect, I mean, we have a dragon that's wounded at the very least, and a great eagle. But we took care of the Hell Cannon. That's all that matters. Let's get these Tyrannok chariots to come over here and start shooting.
Without fail! Kill them! Tyrannok chariots! Sail!
Ah, so that's where their lord ended up.
As you say, following orders! Attack!
Alright, Auric. You basically got him pinned down in a duel, except for he's running around like an idiot. Wow, that's... Ping Pong Elf? Yeah, our spearmen are taking a lot of hits. Mind you, they are fighting a giant.
We will obey!
Let's get our sword masters into that fight. It's a little bit of a hectic, chaotic mess, and we are losing a lot of elves. rest of the Chaos Forces seem to be getting chewed up pretty easily.
Kill them!
It will be done.
Alright, the enemy Lord is down. Way to go, Oryx unit. Let's actually gather what guys are over here. Best we can, anyway.
Prince of Alpha.
And these Tyrannoc chariots can go after them. Swordmasters can move up.
Defending order.
And we have victory. Still lost too many elves, but we'll have a chance to recover. Well, they won't. So we lost about the same amount of elves as compared to Chaos Forces, only our units are far, far cheaper.
The Asur have conquered. Subjugate them.
So we'll get the forced labor thing going on. Passive ability Horn of Isha. That's going to go on to Sunshine, unfortunately, Phoenix, because you don't do a lot of archery. It's just, we did lose a lot. And it's a similar sort of thing, except for they have a lot of giants, and a hell cannon, and some chaos spawn. Oh, their army sucks. But you know, guys, that's probably a good place to end it for this week. If you did like the video, please consider hitting that like button. If you'd like to join up with the 232 and be part of our community, just hit that subscribe button and make sure you don't... make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss when a new video goes up. I can say it real good. And until next time, guys, remember life is a game, so play to win, and take care.